This week on Sunday Service, we're going to be looking at fake reviews that companies put on to bolster their sort of positivity around selling £1,000 to £4,000 e-bikes. And in particular, I'm going to be looking at Cyrusher, and it's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens. So Cyrusher is running around about 2.2 on Trustpilot, and we're 1 in 10 people looking at Trustpilot when they're going to buy what I class as a pretty expensive product. Especially e-bikes, you'll be looking at anything over £1,000, people tend to look at Trustpilot, or at least 1 in 10 people will look at Trustpilot. So 1 in 10 potential sales that Cyrusher could have, they're potentially losing in their Trustpilot reviews. So it's no secret that I recently set up a Cyrusher group, and on a secret account I actually poached some of their dissatisfied customers from one of their pages that they control, and they've been leaving reviews what they really think of the bike on Trustpilot. I've left mine, but it got took down, God knows why. But some of them are stuck, and like I said, currently Cyrusher is running at 2.2 out of 5, which is pretty terrible. So when it comes to, like I said, buying an expensive product, 1 in 10 people look at Trustpilot before they actually purchase. And I don't think Cyrusher have cottoned onto this, because even their French one's running at about 2.7. I don't know what their international one is, I haven't looked at it. So it's possibly costing them 1 in 10 of every sale that they make. So it's going to be interesting now, because I know they watch this channel, it's going to be interesting to see where they go with fake reviews. So I'm going to be watching them like a hawk over the next few months to see what goes on next. Because if I'm right, we're going to start to see a load of fake 5-star reviews going up to positize the Trustpilot reviews. If I'm wrong, they're not watching my channel, and it's costing them thousands of pounds a week. I mean, I don't know how many e-bikes they sell in the UK at the moment weekly, but it's got to be at least 30. And if it's 30, they're losing 3 sales a week. That's £5 a week. And they're not stupid, so they're going to be looking at how can they sort this out to stop them losing this amount of money. And the only way they can do that is get positive reviews on the Trustpilot. They're aware of it because Glenn Orpheus is on there, and he's sort of employed by Cyrusher. So his 5-star review, I think he left a 4-star review. No idea why. Obviously, he's not happy with their bikes either. Which brings me on to the next subject. Again, and I know I keep on going on about it, but Cyrusher's return policy, I'm starting to see a lot more into it. And they're very much like Engwe. See, if they follow the Engwe model, where they pile on fake reviews on top of the negative reviews, within a few months they'll end up at 4.5. Now here's the other thing, I don't know what AI model that Trustpilot's using to spot fake reviews, because one, I don't think they're going to be able to get them out of China, and two, they're going to be a bit obvious because they're going to pile the numbers on too quickly, and I think they'll get a lot of them removed. So it's going to be a busy few months for Cyrusher as far as I'm concerned. But within that, they don't seem to grasp how marketing works in the West. They think that by just giving it out to free bikes out to social influencers, it makes sales. Well, it does. It does, because people do fall for that. But they're also losing sales because people are starting to see into these influencers. They're starting to see that they're pretty much always the same script. And I know I've mentioned this before, but that whole thing it's disastrous for them, because eventually it'll implode on itself. People won't look at the reviews anymore. They'll still follow the guys that are doing the influencing because they're likable. But ultimately, it'll have its own downfall. So, like I said, over the next few months, it'll be interesting to see where Cyrusher goes with their Trustpilot problem, because it's not only going to be the UK one they've got to deal with, it's going to be the French one. And like I said, if they're losing 10% of their sales minimum to what people are seeing on Trustpilot, they're going to have to address it. And the only way they can address it, as far as I'm concerned, is by fake reviews. So that's it for this week. It's going to be an interesting experiment. Leave any comments down in the comment section, which is wherever it is, and subscribe. Anyway, this is going to be an interesting thing to watch. Over the next few months, I'll address this again. I may address it again in the meantime. But it's going to be interesting to see how Cyrusher reacts to this and reacts to the fact that they're actually losing a lot of money. Anyway, till next week. Oh yeah, during the week I'll be leaving my video to how to extend your Cyrusher e-bike, or any e-bike to be honest. And that should be coming up about Thursday. Have a nice weekend everyone. Ciao.